versus, again, it's going to be Less is More versus Asphixia. That's a team made up of former B2G and Merc Ops. And for Less is More, they used to be Elephant, but now they are just Less is More. Scorch, former CPL champion, going to be attacking in first. I got to mention that every time because that's, you know, whether they praise him or mock him for his attack rounds, they always bring up the fact that he's a former CPL champion. But either way, so far, nothing going here on Castle Crasher in Game 1.
Yeah, usually see someone over by the laser pad, which
nice.
Someone was by the laser pad, and there he is, waiting for that laser to recharge. Unfortunately, DeBears does get taken out by Scorch, and I believe that was Carnage on top of the laser pad there. So that gives you an idea of how, or maybe I was wrong, but that could give you an idea of what they feel about his particular laser.
Nice.
Yes, it was Carnage. He does get taken out. Now it's going to be a 1v1, and that was such a close laser. And now it's going to be up to Griffin and Scorch 1v1. Who's going to take the cake here?
I think Scorch with 3 armor left has an amazing chance here. All he really had to do is hop on the goal and survive, and instead just pops him in the face, and that's it. That's a successful attacking round already on the board. Scorch may have been feeling a little bit bad about his performance on Monday. He was their leadoff attacker every game and kind of struggled to actually get his laser going. B-Toots and Revis were doing the bulk of the work on Monday. Carnage here for Asphixia. These guys just played yesterday. They did not have a chance to play on Monday as DeBears was returning from MLG. And, you know, now they find themselves in the round of 8 against a very capable Less is More team. They're already down 1 attacking round, so Carnage is going to try and even things up here, or else Less is More will start with a 2-0 lead, which is pretty nice.
Yep, and now B-Toots tossing some rockets over by the way of Carnage on the left side, knowing that he's going to be over there. There goes your laser pad guy, and I think that might be Scorch. Yes, it is. So it's usually the leadoff attacker that's going to be taking that laser because they really believe in him to take that first round there. But now B-Toots and Carnage are going to be going face-to-face here, and there might be some activity going on by the laser pad. Carnage getting the hit. Both players drop back. Revis and Scorch going to be hanging out over by that goal area there. And let's see if Carnage can do anything as he's making his way in. I don't know if this is a good position for him to be in 1v2.
Ooh, time is running out too.
Man, I was about to say, that would have been insane if he jumped in there and then just like bunny hopped.
Somehow magically got past.
We saw that like a million times,
that's true.
So I will not put it past anyone at this point.
That's true. 8 rockets can fly pretty quickly though, so
that's true.
You know, those very low odds of actually happening. I mean, we see it from time to time, like you said, but B-Toot's going to be checking out a different route, doesn't even want to mess with the first half of the map because I'm pretty sure Asphixia has just been playing back to the laser pad, the ramp, and the point. Oh,
nice
check
shot.
That out. DeBears way out of position, hopping off the point. Did not expect B-Toots to be coming from that tunnel exit, and now it's down to Griffin and Carnage. Carnage most likely playing on that laser pad once again.
Yep, that was actually a very good shot that B-Toots took. Actually, 2 very good shots. They just didn't connect there, but nice. There goes the 3rd time's a charm, as now B-Toots is going to be making his way to Carnage. Now it's going to be up to these very likely individuals here to make something happen. Unfortunately, that is that. B-Toots with the victory. 2 attack round wins. Very unlikely is what I meant to say situation. And I didn't expect that one. B-Toots and Scorch looking good here, and it seems like Asphixia has no answer. They haven't even taken a round yet.
Yeah, just doing the overhead view so we can see the defensive position. Scorch is on the laser pad. Revis going to be playing the point. B-Toots back at that ramp. I've heard that called the kicker, and I've also heard it called tennis before. I don't know why, but Epsilon actually likes to call this area of the map tennis. Not sure. Again, don't know why, but at least we could show off the map.
Actually, I like
Castle
the kicker.
Crasher.
It kind of makes sense for it for its positioning there because it kicks you off into the goal area because of the way the map is designed. And yeah, and I don't know if you had a chance to see the nice shot by DeBears there, but he is going to trade and get one hit by Scorch's laser up top of the laser pad. Now Scorch is going to drop down.
Nice.
He is going to get dropped, though. It's going to be a 1v1 now. DeBears with 1 armor left. And now he's going to be going up against Revis. DeBears making his way around with 10 seconds left on the clock. Can DeBears do it? He does not. He gets taken up by a very well-placed rocket by Revis.
4-0 now. 4 Less is More.
This is insane.
If Revis gets this attacking round, that's setting them up for a perfect round to lead us off in the round of 8, and that is scary. Asphixia, I mean, DeBears, Griffin, and Carnage are all pretty well-established FPS players. DeBears, a Counter-Strike player from a decade ago. He's got a ton of experience.
I know.
Carnage actually played for Complexity as recently as last year, I believe. But
well, that's that.
yeah, Revis gets shut down. So at least they're not going to get perfected. That's you know, you never want that to happen when you're kicking off a qualifier that's single a limb. Because then you're just in a really, really bad mentality after that. But Griffin, formerly of B2G here in Shootmania, actually was a former Left 4 Dead player. We found that out. We found that out earlier today. We were, you know, trying to figure out what his background was. But yeah, former Left 4 Dead player. Pretty interesting. You know, it is a first-person shooter. I'm sure you can dominate that game just as well as you could other.
But it's such a different
PvP-based
style of shooter in comparison to Shootmania, so I got to give him credit here.
Whoa.
Oh, wait a minute, though. Needs to watch behind him. B2's going to be over on that left side, right by the kicker. Nice shot by Griffin. Revis and Scorch not going to be dropped back by the goal. And that's, but like I said, it's a very different game, man. And I'm actually very, very glad to see such variety in Shootmania. A lot of players from different backgrounds coming in.
Yeah, and actually we'll see a little bit more of that next week as we start to nail down our content for next week. We're going to have a variety of players as well. He's going to hop on the... Yes, he is actually going to capture the goal, and that's keeping Asphixia in this game. They still need one more successful attacking round.
That was a good attack run.
To even things up, but that's definitely a nice start, especially when we didn't really expect that to go down like that.
That was very necessary. They needed that run. They needed that one round so bad because not only is it going to motivate them moving forward, but on top of which it was just something that, you know what, they desperately, desperately needed at that time. And Scorch kind of botching the jump there, making his way through the tunnels, finding someone with a quick shot onto Bears. See you later, bro.
Bears needs to just hang on the goal because he's done that twice and paid for it twice, where he's hopped off the goal to try and get that early rocket, and you know, might as well just hang back.
It just doesn't pay off. It really doesn't, especially with the, you know, the luck factor. But never mind. Scorch though, getting hit by Carnage up top as he was by that laser, and I tell you, Carnage needs to be careful there with that poking out because that is just not wise against Scorch.
Yep. One thing to point out about that laser pad, as we usually do, is that you don't really want to duel. Check that out, Griffin with the 2 long-range prediction rockets.
The 1-2 punch.
Yeah, you don't normally want to duel with someone on the laser pad because their laser does recharge a little bit faster, and they have access to that zoom function. So you definitely don't want to duel from long range. This medium close range is a little bit better, but they are going to be able to reload faster just because you're on that laser pad rather than the stock laser gun. But Carnage, they still are looking for that second successful attack round. If he gets shut down here, then less is more will be a map point position. So we'll see if he can get things started in the next few seconds. Usually you want to pick off that first defender with 20 seconds or so remaining, so you have some freedom, and that's exactly what he's doing now.
Yeah, a beautiful shot there by Carnage, and he might be able to line one up here with B-Toots, but he is going to get pegged one time as Carnage is going to make his way around, and he knows that B-Toots is probably going to be in the grass here. Never mind, double back to the base, but it seems like Revis is going to be the last man standing. This could be the turnaround here for Carnage and company if they can manage to get this round. The goal can now be captured. It's going to be a 1v1, and that was not a good move there by Revis.
No, what jumping.
He knows because he's recharging, that's why.
That's true, and at least he has a cover of the pole a little bit. Well, he's going to hop on the goal. He has to land that rocket.
That's massive.
Oh my goodness, I feel like, didn't Less is More have this exact situation against Death Threats? They were up 4-2.
They cannot defend the goal.
They were up 4-2 against Death Threats on this map. It was the same map even.
Just shoot the ground. Knock them off. Like, don't go for the direct hits. Just go for the knockoff and continue to go for the knockoff and send him away. Don't just go for that direct shot to the chest because it's obviously not working. I'm going to call that the goal defense. It's just not that good. If we could like Madden it, right? Stat track it, Less is More is like a 2 out of 10 for their defense here.
And Bears is like a 2 out of 10 for leaving the point and getting shot. But
for sure.
B-Toots did not choose the cave route this time around. Ooh, and does get pegged from Griffin, that kicker defender there. And
big win for Griffin.
All 3 of those rockets. He's at 7 defensive rockets now. Bears was 0 and 0. If he can actually land his attacking round, though, that'll be game over.
Bears got to stop reffing and play more Shootmania. That's what Bears got to do.
What was he reffing?
I think it was reffing Halo.
Oh, wow.
I'm not too sure, but he got it. He got to do that.
Oh, he's actually doubling back. He faked out like he's going for the tunnels. We'll see if the defense bites. Sometimes, yeah, it looks like B-Toots has coverage of that. B-Toots can see there, and Revis can definitely see it here. So that really didn't do a whole lot in the scheme of things and actually ate a lot of clock.
Yep, it seemed more or less that he made a mistake and realized, okay, I got to just double back here and make sure I'm not, you know, going to mess anything up, but he wasted a lot of time. He does get that one hit on B-Toots. That's going to be a big win there. And a third hit right around the corners. He takes out Scorch, and now it's going to be Rivas versus the Bears. 1v1, 2 lasers. Oh, actually, that was his 4th laser that he shot, and he missed it. But he's right now 2 for 5 as he takes another shot with that laser. And let's see if he's going to be able to do something here against Rivas. Moving in with 2 armor left, finding Rivas over by the goal, and he's going to push in. Nice shot, and that is the game.
What a risky play. That was with the game on the line. He just ran straight at him.
That.
I mean, Rivas probably felt a little bad because he let that first attacking run get in, and he probably, you know, should have been able to shoot him just 1 armor, but that was
gave up 6
risky.
rounds straight.
That's true. They were up 4-0. We were talking about
gave
them
up 6
getting a perfect game and blew it. But
that's insane.
We're gonna go to a commercial break. On the other side, we'll bring you game 2 between Less is More and Asphixia.